Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game has for me today. We've got the Captain. Alright, Captain we have done already, so let's go ahead and re-roll that one. Loud we've done as well. And we have the Ranger. I don't believe I've done the Ranger. And we haven't, but the most recent Ranger run I did was the most challenging possible Ranger run with the pistol. So we're actually going to do something a little different this time, I think. Instead of using one of these weapons, I'm going to play the Ranger, but without using the range damage modification, which means that what we're going to do is I'm going to play with whatever weapon we have here until we see a ranged elemental weapon, and then we're going to try to make elemental Ranger work. It's just going to be a character that is playing with a severe HP penalty, but with the bonus range from Ranger, we'll actually be able to set things on fire a little faster, and that could be pretty nice. So we're going to see if we can make that function. I'm going to roll here for harvesting, and obviously, normally on the Ranger, you'd be considering the range damage, but we're going to do elemental damage. But I'm going to roll here, and we'll pick up some harvesting. That means in the early game, I'm going to have to find an elemental weapon early if I want to make this plan function. So let's roll here. I'm definitely locking Scar and Tree, and I'm going to roll, and we'll roll again. Melee Ranger with Shurikens actually is also kind of a fun one. You know what? Let's do that instead. So this is a melee weapon that scales with a ranged weapon, so we can equip it on the Ranger, even though you can't equip melee weapons on the Ranger. But it scales with melee damage, so we can pick up the Shuriken here, and then we're going to recycle our other two weapons. Obviously, there's the wand, but I'm committed to the Shuriken plan here. So we're recycling our other weapons, and we're going to see if we can make melee Ranger work. Just because it doesn't get harder with a starting weapon than pistol, and I want to make sure we're doing something at least a little bit interesting with this relatively straightforward class otherwise. Ranger's a fairly surprisingly weak character. It's the bonus range damage is very helpful. We're not going to have the damage to clear that tree, so we will see if we can. We're just going to kill as many enemies as we can. Pick up the harvesting here. We'll take a Shuriken. The nice thing is Shuriken is cheap, so we are able to still find 4 Shuriken. We're a little behind where we'd want to be, but definitely could be worse off in terms of finding our weapon set. The HP penalty on Ranger is an extremely large penalty, and of course we are now playing from a little bit behind in terms of our economy, because normally with this weapon we would have a lot more of them at this point. Since it's such a cheap weapon, we'd have started with one and we'd have rolled for several more, so we'd probably have 5 or 6, or like 5 with a 6th locked, that kind of thing. But we're going to try to make this function anyways. So I could take 2 melee damage here. Obviously, we don't want ranged damage because we scale with melee damage instead. But I'm just going to take the harvesting, and then I will roll one more time. Crit chance is also really good for this character, but if I get one more harvesting upgrade, that would be so excellent. But 10 luck, I'm certainly not turning down either. Great economy items there. Very happy to see another Shuriken. Alien Worm, I don't... Actually, I do want... because you have to buy any HP that you see on the Ranger pretty much, because your HP modifiers are reduced, so you just need enough max HP to play the game. So even in a way that really hurts our healing, like Alien Worm, we still just have to buy it, I think. Shuriken can be a tough weapon for the early game because its base damage is so low, and it doesn't scale very well until you have leveled it up a couple times. So we need to get some weapon levels on these Shurikens, and also find some crit chance so that we can actually get our bouncing shots going as well. The early luck that we got and all of our harvesting as well should be really nice. Here I'm just going to take 4 melee damage. It's +1 base damage on all of our Shurikens, even though they're only scaling at 25% at this point. And we do need that. So I could have rolled for harvesting there, which would also have been totally reasonable, but we actually ended up rolling into fertilizer. Let's roll here. So we can take the cute monkey. This is a good way to heal for this character because we aren't losing ranged damage from it. And then charcoal I could take as well. I do want all the melee damage I can get. I think I will grab the charcoal. Ugly Tooth is fairly interesting for shurikens also, but I think that we can't afford to take any items that don't increase our damage or survivability at this point. Really, I just need to find weapon levels, so we're going to focus on that. Ooh, that hurts. No armor and very minimal HP means that we are always 2 hits from death at this point, so I need to be very, very careful about making sure that we're not just dying immediately. I could take 5 harvesting. I think my harvesting is fine, though, and I think I actually really need to find more damage, so let's roll here. Okay, I'll take 2 armor, though. Armor's really good. And then I'm going to take 2 melee damage. The harvesting and luck are both very tempting, but we just have to increase our damage output. I didn't lock the Ugly Tooth, it just showed back up. Do I maybe want it now? I think I still don't. Sniper gun is also a really fun ranger weapon. But we're going to take the Weird Ghost here. I'm going to roll. Finally found another Shuriken. We'll take Sunglasses. I want Lifesteal on this character more than I want Regeneration, but Blood Leech is a fairly inefficient way to buy it, so I'm going to roll past it. Again, I have to focus on stats that we just really need. Clockwork Wasp, again, an inefficient way to buy speed, so we're going to pass on that as well. This is going to be a tough wave because I've got 2 regeneration to restore hit points, which is not enough, and I have an alien worm, so we can't rely on consumable healing as easily. The 10% extra crit chance will be really, really helpful, so if I can get some weapon level scaling, that'll be very nice as well. Got that tree kill. We're not going to be able to get the loot alien or the second tree, and we're starting to lose out on income at this point. Do I want 12% damage or 10 attack speed? Both are really excellent. I guess I'll just take the higher level upgrade, and then we'll take 5 crit chance, because it's so important that we get our crit chance increased, because that gives us more bounces. We'll take another shuriken. I can't afford all these items. Let's take sunglasses and insanity. I don't need the butterfly yet. Banner I do want because attack speed is so important, and then knockback actually not bad for this character either. Do I want the bait? 8% damage is really nice. I could probably clear the bait aliens, though with only 18 HP, I think it's actually a little too risky. I think it'll end up costing me a lot of money to try to buy the bait there. Because I might just take early damage, and that could get us in a lot of trouble. Go kill that egg, and then make my way over here. I wanted to kill the second egg. Unfortunately, it wasn't fast enough to get it. And our bounces weren't lucky enough to take it out for us. Definitely, when we're spreading damage across the entire map like this character does with bouncing shots, we want to kill the healers. Very, very important to get those off the field in order to be able to kill enemies. And we want to make sure we're clearing the eggs as much as we can as well, because the slashers are just going to absorb so much damage that we won't be able to easily kill other enemies. Great. Really important to find 6 melee damage here. We were starting to suffer from just low base damage on our weapons. Gonna take the lifesteal because I do want a little more healing, and then I guess I can just buy this whole shop, so that's fine. I'll take the bone dice, or the gentle alien for sure. Bone dice, it does make it harder for us to get max HP, but maybe we need it anyways. I'm gonna take the baby gecko. I think I'm gonna pass on bone dice. Another bag is great. I unfortunately cannot cap my max HP at 19. So Really, again, I'm still just waiting for weapon levels is the thing that we need the most here. The more max HP would be good. And obviously we were always going to be struggling for weapon levels on this character because we started off by not boosting our weapon levels. And that's the challenge of changing from one weapon to another in the early game. Is that you just don't have the free weapon levels you get by hard rolling for weapons in the first two shops. And that sets you really far behind. I actually think that that's sort of an issue with Brotato in general, is that the game doesn't really make it clear that you need to roll for weapons in the first two shops, but it's such a big difference in terms of how well you're going to do in a given wave, if you do that or if you don't do that, or in a given run. I'm going to recycle the mutation here. Another tree is good. I do need move speed, but I feel like, again, there's stats we need more. I will take 10 harvesting, though. Buy all of these items and then do a reroll. Excellent to find another Shuriken, and coffee, so important as well. A roll here. We don't have any piercing shots right now, but piercing shots would be a pretty high value purchase for us if we end up. So if we find those, the pumpkin will be good. But I can't afford speculative items at this point. We just need to buy things that increase our raw damage and survivability. Couple cursed enemies spawning thanks to our fishhook. So I need to get about 10% more lifesteal, and then we'll be able to heal really quick. With a bouncing weapon like this, lifesteal is super efficient, so we don't need that much to make our healing quite solid. But right now, of course, my HP is so low that I need to be able to heal very rapidly in order to survive. Because every hit we take is such a high percentage of our health, and it's going to be very hard to boost my max HP. To the point where that's not true, thanks to the HP penalty of this character. Recycling lens here. I'm going to take 6 more melee damage, because I definitely just need more damage. And then dodge is not very good when your max HP is this low, so I think we're just taking 10 attack speed. I will buy some more health. We'll take the propeller hat. Fishhook, of course, missed, because classic fishhook. Oh man, the nuke launcher would be so much fun, but I'm also really enjoying the shurikens here. This is where the pumpkin would have come in handy, but we're still going to buy sharp bullet, of course, because I need to do damage to more enemies, and then we're going to reroll here. Effective steroids, that's great. More HP, more melee damage. I'll take the spicy sauce. I'm going to lock the eye patch. The piercing is not that important, but if we get it cursed, then I'll be very happy just to buy any crit chance that we can find. And then I will lock these 2 items again. Getting them cursed will be good. Do one more reroll as well because we have a fishhook, so we want to lock a bunch of items and try to maximize our potential curse value. Just need like 1 or 2 more good melee damage level ups or items, and to get to like level 3 on some of our shurikens, or find a cursed shuriken, and I think we're going to be in good shape in terms of damage. It's going to be very difficult for us to kill the elite, so I'm going to need to find enough max HP that we can survive a hit from it, and then some more lifesteal. Once again, I've chosen to record while my partner is playing Phasmophobia in the office next to me, so if there's noise in the background, I apologize. I will still take the armor. Losing 1.3 max HP is still bad, of course, but armor is so important to this character. We'll take a penguin here. Really interesting choice. So I need the lifesteal more or the damage more. So we're going in. We don't have an elite next wave. So I think I'm going to take the damage. The lifesteal is more important for the elite wave, but the damage is more important for wave 11, where we're going to have to kill the ribcage enemies. And then I'll take 7 crit chance for the same reason. Eye Patch, I'm not going to buy when it's not cursed, and similarly, I won't buy Penguin at full price, not cursed, but I'm very happy to take Leather Vest. We will buy a beanie here, and I've already got Sharp Bullet, so I don't really need more piercing shots. Take the helmet. We'll roll here. Okay, well, Seashell. This does work with Shuriken. It's minus 10% damage, which is very painful, but the extra projectiles are so good. So let's buy the Seashell. I will buy Saltwater as well, and then I'm going to lock these two other items. Really interesting there, which I try to curse and which I buy right away. I probably should have spent more time thinking about that, to be honest. But because Seashell would be really nice to have cursed. But I also wanted extra projectiles for this wave because that will help us focus damage on the ribcage enemies. They have a fairly large model, just like the hitbox of the enemy is fairly large, so the extra projectiles mean we'll actually hit them for multiple damage every few attacks. Yeah, our attacks will hit them with multiple projectiles and multiply the damage of our weapons every few attacks, so it actually is going to make us much better at clearing those enemies. Shuriken is one of my very favorite weapons in Brotato. It's just so satisfying, the bouncing shots. Oh, any chance we can kill this thing? Nice. That's so good, too, because we have double bag. I'll take a Lost Duck for sure. Propeller Hat, yes. And 12% move speed, I definitely would need. Super important to get that before fighting the Elite. We'll take a Spicy Sauce. Missile, I have minus 10% damage, so I feel like I have to buy it. And I can't buy bait going into an Elite wave. None of these other items are good for us right now. Baby Squid is nice. Weird Ghost I do want. So I guess I'll buy the Baby Squid. I'll lock the Weird Ghost. Tentacle, that's exactly what we needed. I was really getting nervous that we were not going to have enough healing going into this Elite fight, but Tentacle should help fix that, and then I can lock these other items as well. Alright, so hopefully we have the damage to kill this Elite, because this Elite is super dangerous. Really, really hard to avoid tanking damage against it, as you can see here. So I want to clear it, because it's going to otherwise make it very difficult to survive this wave. The Tentacle and Cute Monkeys are, and I guess we have one Cute Monkey, are really doing so much work. And the fact that we're a Shuriken build is really helpful here, because I can focus damage on the Elite and then still clear the rest of the wave because we have the bouncing shots. So we did manage to kill the Elite. I will say that was a case where we were relying on movement skill and just like experience in the game. The build was definitely not capable of winning against that Elite without good dodging, so we did have to use some, mechanical skill to get past that fight, which I did pretty well, if I do say so myself. I'm going to take 15 crit chance here, and then Sad Tomato, excellent, we're very happy to get that, and 15 attack speed as well. Those items are just amazing. The fact that we got the Night Goggles and the Sad Tomato, now we've got a lot more healing, we've got a ton more crit chance, which is excellent for our Shurikens. Now our level 2 Shurikens crit almost 100% of the time, which is perfect. And then when we get them to level 3, they'll crit even more. Buying all these items for sure. I'm going to start upgrading our Shurikens. We're still passing on Spyglass. It just will take too long to pay for itself. And Jetpack I'll take, especially if it gets cursed. Pumpkin, great. We have a Sharp Bullet, so we want Pumpkin. And let's roll here. Alien Baby. I think I can afford to take the Alien Baby. I feel like we're kind of turning the corner on damage. And the 15 max HP is just going to make us so much safer. And we'll take a bait as well. Turret, I'm not going to lock, even though I would buy it if it got cursed, probably. But I would rather have the shop there. I was totally fine buying bait and Weird Ghost, by the way. I should have mentioned this, but I was fine buying the bait and the Weird Ghost at the same time because our healing is now really, really good. Just the existence of Tentacle and the second Cute Monkey just make it so much easier for us to survive. I would like some more consumable healing, because we actually are generating a lot of consumables and they only heal for 2, which is very dangerous. Oop, can we get it? No, I don't think I got it before the end. Take the penguin here. I will take 5 regen. We don't need to buy crit chance anymore, because we're already at 100%. And then I'm going to take 4 melee damage. Dodge is also not terrible at this point, because we're about to buy a bunch of HP. One thing I can check, actually, is did we curse any of the items that we locked here? Okay, we didn't. So Alien Baby not cursed is a lot less interesting. And that's the item that's giving us health that we have locked in the shop. I think I'm just going to take the damage here. I will probably still have to buy the Alien Baby, though, if I want the jetpack. Do I want both of these items, or are we happy buying neither of them? I think I am just going to take both of them. We'll accept that maybe I don't kill the elite this wave. I'll take 2 more melee damage, though, and then Goblet, I think we can actually pass on. I'm going to roll here. Campfire, we're going to pass on as well, and I'll lock a Shuriken and a Lemonade. That's exactly what we need. Alien Eyes, obviously, we don't. So we'll see what our damage is like against the elite. 10% increased elite health is pretty tough to deal with, and I haven't really increased my damage output since the last elite we fought, so we're definitely fighting it somewhat slowly. Luckily, the last elite that we fought was probably the most dangerous elite for us, so we're just going to avoid this one. But getting up to 47 HP is just so much more comfortable. All right, I pick up some of these materials. Obviously, we're leaving a million materials on the ground. Oop, walked into a bunch of attacks there. Actually, put myself very close to dying if I hadn't gotten a percent dodge there. I wouldn't have died. I'd have been 1 hit away without the percent dodge, but you still don't want that. I'll take Decomposing Flesh. Yes, it costs us some HP as we level up, but the lifesteal is so good for this character. Go ahead and buy these items. Bag, even this late, is probably worth picking up. And Fairy, we actually have 4 level 4 items, huh? So Fairy's only 12 regen, but 12 regen is still excellent. I could also try to lock it. How's our Fishhook Pity bonus? I guess we must have cursed something. Oh, I guess it was the Lemonade. I think I'm just going to buy the... I guess what we're going to do, actually, I'm changing my mind a bunch. So we're going to buy the Schmoop there. I'm going to pass on Gummy Berserker. I'm going to lock the Fairy and see if maybe, just maybe, we can get it cursed. And then I will take Corrupted Shard and Peaceful Bee for the dodge as well. Alloy, if I get it cursed, I will buy it. Because I don't think I'll need the Fairy for this wave, so spending 1 wave to see if we can get it cursed seems totally reasonable. So over the last couple waves, I haven't really increased my damage, and in fact have decreased it by buying the Alien Baby. And some items that actually decrease our damage, but I've decreased my damage output relative to enemy health by increasing enemy health. So I do need to kind of focus on that a little bit, but we have managed to increase our survivability dramatically, which was the thing that we really needed on this build. Honestly, as a challenge run goes, this is a really fun one. Bandana, I still don't need additional piercing, so I'm going to recycle the bandana. I guess I'll recycle the second bandana. Medical turret, we have positive engineering, so it's worth picking up. And then here we will take 6 melee damage. I'm going to reroll this and take No, I don't need the crit chance. I'm going to reroll again and take 6 more melee damage. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping, is just a bunch more base damage on our weapons. And we did get the Fairy Cursed, which means not only do we increase the regen from tier 1 items, we decrease the loss regen from tier 2 items. And we rolled incredibly well on that for -1 from every tier 4 item. So now we've got 48 regen just from the Fairy alone. The alloy is not worth taking when it's not cursed, but improved tools I'll grab because any attack speed we can get is so good. We will buy a Shuriken. Claw Tree is worth 2 regeneration and also some melee damage. The crit chance is not that important, though it does, I guess, put us from 99 to 100. I'll take a cursed metal detector, and our weapons attack much faster than the ball and chain. Even if I get it cursed, the ball and chain minimum attack speed will still be too high for us, so we're not even going to bother locking it. Because our weapons attack pretty fast already, so we would be hurting our attack speed. This is where things start to really take off. We have the seashell, so we're getting extra projectiles. We've got really solid attack speed. Our range is really long because we're playing the ranger and have gotten some plus range items. So the bouncing shots are really starting to go all over the place. Seashell with Shuriken is just so awesome. Also is a tongue twister. Do seashells by the Shuriken. I'm going to take a book there and medical turret and small fish. That will increase our damage output, so we'll pick that up. Medkit, I'm going to grab it. We don't really need the healing at this point, but this just makes us like totally invincible, which is obviously really nice. Take a tentacle and a feather and a corrupted shard, and then do a reroll, and we will lock Potato and Beanie. Treasure map. If I get it cursed, it'll be good this late. If not, I will probably not buy it. Obviously, this is starting to get a little late for treasure map. For treasure map, you usually need to get 2 items out of it to make it worthwhile, so we would need to get 10 boxes between wave 18, 19. 10 boxes over just waves 18 and 19. And we can probably expect like 7 or 8 boxes, because one of them's guaranteed from the elite if we kill it, and then our luck is okay. So if I increase the percent chance for the treasure map, then it's probably worth picking up, and if I don't, then we won't buy it. Wisdom, I am going to take the wisdom here. Our percent damage is very low, so this is going to zero it out, and it will make it harder to burst down bosses, but we weren't doing that anyways. We just need to be able to kill them relatively slowly, so the wisdom will help. And nail, when our weapons have such low base damage and low base damage scaling, nail, even for a small amount, is a pretty significant increase to the damage output of our weapons. So let's take a look at our level 3 does 28. We buy the nail, and now it does 30. So we've actually increased our weapon damage pretty substantially, and then it gets better as our percent damage increases with the wisdom. I'm gonna roll here. I'll just take 6 melee damage. I'll take the potato. We won't buy treasure map. We'll buy shuriken, and I don't need the beanie, actually. Whoops, I forgot I had that locked. I'm gonna buy the glasses just because we're doing kind of a range thing, so it seems fun, and it gets us to 100 regen. And then we'll lock shuriken, whetstone, alien baby. Probably worth buying cursed again. And I could reroll for 30, but no need. So at the start of the wave, our damage won't be that good, but every 5 seconds, it will improve. And it looks like we should have the damage to clear the elite here. So funnily enough, we killed it exactly 30 seconds in, which means that the wisdom neither helped nor hindered our kill on that elite, which is very funny. It was exactly as fast with it as it would have been without it. I guess I'll take the dynamite because it's 2 regen, and lantern for 10% damage I definitely want, and then we will pick up 4 armor because my armor's quite poor. Keep upgrading our weapons here, get more lifesteal. Actually, I don't even need the lifesteal, so I probably shouldn't have bought that, but we'll take a bunch of armor in order to not die here. Barnacle we don't need. Shuriken we can lock as well. Honestly, I'm playing this one a little sloppy, I have to say. Just being a little too fast with my shopping and just making my decisions too quickly and then not thinking through all of the implications. Not that it really matters at this point, because we have 100 regeneration and 70 HP, so we can't lose, but... Or I guess not can't lose, but it's unlikely at this point that we lose. But no need to not, you know, take my time and make my decisions correctly. Sadly, left 100 materials on the ground there, 130, so those are gone forever. I'm going to recycle the book here, and then we'll take 3 armor. That will just, again, make it even harder for us to actually die. Really nice to get this Shuriken as well, so we'll go ahead and buy a level 1 Cursed Shuriken, a little more armor. Lure is some regeneration, but I feel like we can get more useful stuff going into the last wave. Let's roll again here. I don't have any way to deal elemental damage, or the ice cube would be good. We've got 50 melee damage, which is an odd number of melee damage. Doesn't really help us scale our weapons, so we're not going to buy that. Propeller hat and snail I don't really need. Shuriken is a nice one. Injection's good, and Cyclops form is good. So we ended up finding much better stuff because I rerolled a bunch. I'll take the charcoal here, and that's it. Alright, so we've got our level 3 Cursed Shuriken. Compare it to the level 4 Shuriken as well. It's just so... Curse is so powerful. And then let's see if we can take on these bosses despite them having increased health. They have 15% increased health with the 2 alien babies. So that is definitely something to be aware of, but I think we can get there. So, of course, with a weapon with bouncing shots, all we need to do is focus damage on the bosses, and we'll just let the bounces take care of everything else on the field. Although that Cursed Charger was definitely making a play for some of our attention, because it was absorbing a lot of damage there. We have killed the Octopus Head boss, and now for the other one. And there we go. That's Ranger with a melee weapon. Alright, that was a super fun challenge run, actually. I really enjoyed that. Playing with the lowered HP and no real bonuses from the Ranger because and then having to catch up on our weapon levels set us really far behind. But we were using a character with no other downsides other than the max HP modifiers and a really good weapon, so we were able to succeed on that. If you can find a Shuriken and roll into it in your first shop, then I recommend trying out this challenge. I think it would be really fun. Or I think it is a really fun one. 104 healing from Cute Monkey and 900 materials from Bag. Obviously incredible. Both of the Cute Monkey was excellent for the early game. Really helped keep us alive. What else? The Sharp Bullet, of course, was great, just giving us the piercing damage, and the seashells were excellent as well. Spicy Sauce, obviously, we only bought for the max HP, not for the damage, so the damage is kind of irrelevant. The Baby Squid ended up not mattering because we found a Cursed Fairy, but still, 9 healing is good, but the real winner here is the Tentacles, which kept us alive during the Elite fights. We ended up with really, really solid stats just all the way through. 6 lifesteal from Decomposing Flesh as well. And ended up with just great damage, great health, great survivability, and a win even despite this fairly challenging setup. So, I hope that you enjoyed this run. Of course, as always, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. We finished also with 69 attack speed, so nice. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.